So, here we are once again, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras. It is Cloud against Joe. It is the second game in this round of 16 match between those two guys. Cloud is up 1-0. Joe is spawning as the green Protoss player here in the top right, and in the bottom left we have Cloud as the red Terran in the bottom left, of course. And Cloud is up 1-0. Joe tried to go for a 4-gate. He tried to hide his 4 gates. Cloud spotted those 4 gates with a nice scan. Joe had a hidden pylon in the base of Cloud, but as soon as he walked in the first 4 units, Cloud spotted those units. Joe lost all of those 4 units. He lost the pylon, he lost the probe, but Joe did not give up. He just contained Cloud for as long as possible. Joe was even able to get ahead in terms of economy, but Joe did one big mistake, and I saw this mistake coming, and I'm really happy about me being able to analyze this game quite well, because he did not have charge on the zealots, or he did not have enough sentries with enough force fields, so all the marauders were able to take down the gate units of Joe. And as soon as your colossi are naked, so with not any gate units at all, and they fall so fast, and this was exactly what happened. Meanwhile, Cloud was able to get the gold expansion. Meanwhile, Joe only was able to get another blue mineral field expansion as the second one. Cloud was able to take the first game on Lost Temple, but we are now here in the Zelnaga caverns. And let's take a look what those guys are up to. Let's open up the production tab to see if there might be a fast expansion coming up. There might be a fast tech coming up by each player, or maybe some sneaky creepy play. Did I say creepy? I only meant sneaky, because most of the times you only expect creepy play from Zerg players. So, Cybernetic Core being warped in here by Joe. Nothing unusual, absolute standard build order for a Protoss player, going for the pylon, for the gateway, assimilate a second pylon, and then the Cybernetics Core. And of course, Joe's got a lot of different possible options. I did not see him going for the Stargate play quite often. He really likes his sentries to contain an opponent. He likes to go for a robo play in general, expand at a standard timing, not too early, not too late. So let's see where this is going. And interesting move here by Cloud. Looks like Cloud does not really like his factories, and one thing he likes is very much to see his factory burned, because this factory will be used at a proxy at the scouting factory. Maybe he will make 1 or 2 Hellions here, but to be honest, I doubt that we will see more than 2 or 3 Hellions in total. And as soon as this factory is finished, he will be able to produce a starport. And one other thing, especially in the early game, if you as a Protoss player, you take a look at the watch right now, we see it is at the timer, it is 4 minutes 50 seconds, and you already spot a factory. That means, okay, my Terran opponent is going for some sort of 1-1-1 building. He is producing some sort of starport play, otherwise otherwise it would not make much sense. So Cloud is just landing with his factory here, and he might even be going for an attack at the front. He's got the concussor shell finished already. Now Joe is realizing this. Absolutely brilliantly placed force fields, and this Marauder wants to take down the Stalker, and looks like this Stalker will go down, but the Marauder and those other 2 units are already dead, so it's now only the Hellion and the Sentry left. But because of the fact that the Sentry is now left, it should be no big deal. So factory is lifting up once again, and I mean, now I can understand this factory play. But most of the time people only use this factory for sacrificial purposes. But Cloud did not went for a starport. He just had this factory as a distraction there. He was able to build one single Hellion, and then he went in with his concussor shell Marauders here at the ramp. But this very nice placed force field by Joe at this location, making the remaining forces of Cloud unable to run away. was very, very good, very well executed. So now we see the expansion coming up by Cloud. So the orbital command will be finished in 15 seconds. The three barracks, two more barracks are finished, and he's even going for another barrack. So he's got a tech lab on the first, a reactor on the second, and another tech lab on the third. The starport is finished for Cloud as well. What about the factory? Factory has been taken out by Joe, and Joe's got his forces. Got a stalker here at the Zelnaga watchtower, got an observer flying over there around, checking what's going on. At that location, and yes, another Hellion taken out with no problem at all. And so Cloud was forced to use a scan to see if there's an expansion at the natural, and indeed there is, and Cloud is now expanding himself, floating the orbital command over here to this natural expansion. He's getting more Marauders, he's getting more Marines, he's got the stim pack already finished, now he's got the concussor shell finished at first, of course, now going for the combat shield, halfway done already it is, and he's building a reactor at the starport, no add-on on the fourth barracks. Right now going for the refinery at the natural right away. He may not it over 11 SCVs there, and the observer by Joe scouted everything else out, so he knows what's going on in the base of Cloud right now. So Joe is going for the robotics bay. It will be finished in 5 seconds. He's warping in more units. There we see the Zealot and the Sentry, and he's moving out with his forces. He's got an Immortal in the mix as well, and now those forces might be able to do quite some damage there. Guardian Shield coming up once again, and there we see Cloud is not only forced to use his SCVs, but to force to use his stim as well. And nice force fields, even though I would have expected him to do a little bit more with the force fields, and nice persistence here by Cloud. He wanted to take down the Immortal, and in the end he took down the Immortal, but Joe did quite some damage there. He killed quite a lot of SCVs, a couple of Marines and Marauders as well, and Joe is still aware of how many units does Cloud still have. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Marines, 5 Marauders, producing 3 more Marauders, producing 2 more Marines, and there is finally the scan. Joe was moving around with this observer a little bit too much, but now he's got warped in quite more units already. Zealots, Stalkers, Sentries, of course it's all in the mix. Radar is now known as Trix, and first robotics unit after the observer, the Colossus, is out. We see the chrono boost here on the robotics facility, the robotics bay, get chrono booster runs as well. For the thermal lens upgrade, next Colossus is in production, and Joe even chrono boosted his next side once to get out more probes. So let's take a look at the harvester count. There we see Joe once again is in the lead in terms of economy. Is he in lead in terms of supply as well? Yes, he is. But still, Marine Marauder Redivec, one of the most volatile army compositions in the whole game. They can do so much damage with the constant stim on the Marauders, the constant stim on the Marines, and the constant healing provided by those Medivacs. So it looks like Cloud wants to go out, he wants to do some attacking here. One single stim Marine was moving up to the top there, checking. Okay, wouldn't be a best choice to attack right now. There we see 2 more gateways. No, actually it's 1 gateway and 1 forge here by Joe, going for the +1 right away. There we see the chrono boost. What is the thermal lance doing? It is finished in 5 seconds. Another Colossus is in production. Meanwhile, what is Cloud doing? He's got 4 Vikings out already, getting 2 more Vikings. The +1 for the Marines and the Marauders is halfway done. He's getting just 3 Marauders, more at a time, building 2 more SCVs constantly as well, blocking off the backdoor with the double supply depot. Meanwhile, Joe blocked up his backdoor with the double pylon, so good choice by both of those guys. Joe now going for the gold expansion, getting the Twilight Council as well, of course, for more upgrades for the charge, and maybe even for some high Templars, because you in the late game against the Terran players, the Protoss player, you can't only rely on those Colossi. So now Joe is moving out. He's got quite a lot of stalkers. He's got how many stalkers does he have? 9 stalkers, 12 zealots, 3 colossi, and 4 sentries. So now we should see some nice force fields. And there's the stim of the marines and the marauder. Joe is pulling back. How about those colossi? Only lost some shields, no big deal. SCV here guarding the Zanaga watchtower has been taken out. What about the Nexus at the gold? It is done 75%, so just another 25 seconds and Joe can start to mine here at the gold. There we see the charge is halfway done already. What about the +1+1 is finished in 10 seconds. Fourth Colossus is en route, and even another gateway and a second robo facility, so double robo all the way for Joe here. And what about the charge upgrade? Charge upgrade still takes another 50 seconds. There is Cloud, and he is having quite a lot of marines and marauders. 23 marauders, 21 marines, and 10 freaking Vikings. So he really needs to watch out for his colossi. There are the colossi doing some damage. One colossus is going down, second one is down as well. And now all the zealots are at the front, but with those marines, especially in the mix, doing so much damage to the zealots. And as soon as all the zealots are down, the marauders just take care of the rest. And there we see the good game and the well played and the good luck in the remaining tour. So Cloud is advancing to the round of 8. He is in the quarterfinals, taking out Joe 2-0. So very well played by him indeed, and congratulations very much, Joe. I mean, round of 16 is not too shabby. He can be happy about it, I guess. And yeah, that's it for that series. I try to get hold of more games, so meanwhile we wait, we just continue to listen to some music, and I will put you on the waiting screen once again. As soon as I know more, I will let you know as soon as possible. And I already got another game. It will be Select against Night End, and this game will start in about 3 minutes. So stay tuned. Select against Night End. Guess what? It is a PvT, and yeah, Select against Night End coming up in 3 minutes.